Hey everyone, Sam Ovens here, and in today's video I want to decode the billionaire's mind. And what I want to do is take you inside the mind of a billionaire and really show you what it is, how it works, and how it is fundamentally different in pretty much every way, shape and form from the average person's mind. Now, why this has been a point of interest for me is because personally I've been trying to learn how to become more successful and how to function at a higher level. Because, behind success isn't really magic. It's always cause and effect. And there are actions that people have taken in their life that have had profound impacts that have allowed them to become successful. It didn't happen just by chance. It happened by taking specific actions. Now, what causes somebody to take an action is thinking. It's analysis, it's rationalizing, and it's viewing things and making trade-offs every single day. And the piece of you that is responsible for that is the mind. And so if we reverse engineer this thing back, actions create success, thoughts create actions, then the mind creates the thoughts, then, really what's lying at the base of success is your mind and your mental function and how your mind works. And so that's why it's been a real point of obsession for me to study billionaires, and not just billionaires, but really successful people in every different field, from, athletes to musicians to military leaders to all sorts of different people from all different eras, and to really pull apart their mind and really decode their mind and figure out how it worked and why it enabled them to see things more clear than the average person and make better decisions and take better actions, which is how they came to get to where they are. So that's why it's been a real point of focus for me to really study the billionaire's mind and really successful people's minds, so that I could then assemble one of those minds inside my own mind. And so that's what I've been trying to do for the past 6 years. And I'm not a billionaire yet, but, so far I've been able to go from living in my parents' garage and with $0 at all, I didn't even have a college degree or anything, to starting consulting.com, my company, and growing it to the point now where it's making around $30 million a year. And all of that happened in about 5-6 years. So, I'm by no means a billionaire, but I have studied these people's minds a lot, and I've been able to reverse engineer it back to specific things that not only myself, but you can do, starting today, so that you can dramatically improve the decisions that you make, the trade-offs that you make, and the actions that you take every day. And that's going to have an impact on your success in life and in business, or whatever your field is. Now, the reason why I really wanted to dig into this and study it is because this thing has always interested me. Why, if you take one person and you put them into contact with some information, and this information could be an online course, it could be a university degree, it could be a book, it could be anything. But let's say you have a person, they come into contact with information, and that results in massive success. Let's say this person becomes a billionaire, right? But then let's say we have another person and they come into contact with the exact same information. So the information variable here is identical, right? So two different people, but very similar, come into contact with identical information. One output is, a billionaire. The other output is, a complete failure, right? So why is that? Why can two people come into contact with the same information and get inverted, dramatically, extreme results? Why is that? And why that is because it's not about the information. The information plays a role, but it's not the main part. The main part of this is actually the human's mind. That is, the main piece here. And what's fascinating is the way we look at education and online courses and everything is we just look purely at the information side. we think, okay, let's just get these people to learn this information and they should get this result. Because someone came into contact with this information, the output was this, so therefore we should just force this upon everyone and that output should be the same, or to varying degrees the same. But what we see in the world and what we see, every day is this. We don't have a homogeneous output, we have wildly varying outputs. And it's because, we've never really looked inside these people's minds and how that works. And what I've really tried to do is dig into this. I've studied other people's minds, my own, and I've even, been, my business, consulting.com, what we do is we help people start their own businesses from scratch. So we take people who have no experience with business or anything, and we have to teach them everything and help them make that dramatic transformation into starting a business and being successful with it. And that's a huge shift. And so I've observed 20,000 people over 5 years go through this, and I've observed what happens and the people who have trouble with it, the people who do okay with it, and the people who get extremely good results with it. And it's fascinated me, and I've really dug into this and looked at it. And what I've found is that there are layers too, like every human's mind, every human's brain. There are layers. And what's fascinating is that when we go to learn a specific skill, like let's say the specific skill is going to be, how to run Facebook ads, right? So that specific skill is going to be up here on this processes layer, or this process layer. And beneath this, we have like a business discipline layer. And so this layer here is